Captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
Yeah, buddy, you gotta stay away. Yes, sir. My boy ranting about the Padres in my ear. Padres of San Diego, big trash. This is Friday, July 21st, baby. It's Captain by a hook with the red beard, Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dives. Got my man JCP be here momentarily. Alex Bregman, the hero of last night, baby. Solo, dolo, homer to give the run line the check instead of the X in the top of the ninth inning. Also, trade deadline getting closer and closer and closer. And with the trade deadline getting closer and closer, so is football season. Last night I caught myself looking at football lines for about an hour and a half. We'll definitely talk some football with my man JCP, as well as some baseball for today. I got 3 bets for you today personally. It is Friday, July 21st, episode 170. Let's get rocking right into it. My man, JCP, said you had the fathers last night.
Dude, I first off, we need to figure out a way to get the music one of these times. So I feel like that's 3 weeks running now that I've just been talking in the intro. How you doing, by the way, before I yell at the damn fathers?
It's been every episode, by the way, but I'm doing good, and I don't mind.
Don't give me every episode, man. Don't give me every episode, man. Come on, man.
Now I was laughing with my girlfriend because I was like, man, I'll be starting that shit and just bobbing my head, and then he just be talking still in my ear, and I'd be like, hell yeah. So I just be talking back to him.
Too.
Huh?
It's always the last thought too, and then it's like I'm finishing it, and then you're like, yeah, that does. Like you're right about something. I'm like, thank you, and then you're like, Captain by a hook. I'm like, oh, he's starting the damn show. No, I'm doing good, man. We had a really, like I said, we were talking a little bit pre-show. Really awesome day yesterday, riding hashtag sidecar. But yeah, the damn fathers. I can't bet the fathers, bro. I bet the Blue Jays first game just for fun on the feeler. I think they lost 1-0 or 2-0, something like that. Didn't touch the next game, and then I'm like, you know what? The fathers are down. Let me bet them because I hate them, man. They lose. I mean, truly, I just need to quit betting their games. That's what it's come down to. I just wanted to. It's frustrating, man. I can't even put it to words how frustrating it is to watch a team beat you game after game after game after game on both sides. Like, it's unbelievable. I think I've seriously lost 9 other games in a row at this point. I did the math. I was so petty. I lost 20 minutes of sleep to go look back through my bets. 9 in a row. That's how many Padres games I've lost. 9 in a row. I'm on an L9 with the Padres. We're done. Over.
Man, to be fair, that's how I was with the Yankees for about 3 seasons. I bet with them, they lose. I bet against them, they win.
Unbelievable.
I had to stop touching the damn Yanks.
Same, I think we're touching this season, but that's a different story, man.
Man.
Baseball, baby.
Nah, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. You saw that meme because the Barbie and Oppenheimer movies coming out today, and they're like, they got the Barbie picture, and it's like, better is taking the summer off, and then Oppenheimer with the cigarette.
I just told my buddy, I'm like, usually like about this time, like for those of you who don't know, like usually I would say about July to like August is when I usually take at least like a month off, just recollect the thoughts and everything. It was the first year I'm like, dude, I think I've taken maybe like 2 to 3 weeks off this whole year, and it's been 4 days in a row. And that was the MLB All-Star break or when we were waiting for March Madness. Like I do feel like I got a cigarette in my mouth, man. Waking up every day looking at lines, brains just fuming and smoking. Like you think and then it's finally going to be like, man, we finally get a little break in week 1, baby. Like it's all there, man. Yeah. It feels like a sweat factory a little bit. But hey, it's been fun, man. Honestly, I feel like it's been one of the better years for baseball too, though. So if you've been on this train, like been a lot of fun, honestly. Like being able to, even like I'll admit, like I haven't watched a lot of games this year. I've watched a few games. I haven't watched a lot, but just even score watching, like it's been a truly fun baseball year just to be a part of. I'd say because even with my team sucking, both my teams are hot booty trash, and baseball's still fun.
Nah, yeah, I was on the phone the other day and I was like, man, I guess we just got to root for the Rangers, bro. I don't know what else to do at this point. Can't root for the White Sox. Can't root for the Mets. Can't root for the Yankees. Can't root for just the Rangers. The only team I can think of to even root for outside of Diamondbacks. But damn, I guess
Well, if the Red Sox win the division, I guess I'll be happy with all that money. Cheering for the damn Red Sox, man. That's how bad it's gotten. Unbelievable.
nah. Hey, man, that's betting for you, especially during baseball.
Man, them damn Yankees, bro. I tell you what, don't even get me started. Between the Yankees are the fathers of the East, damn near. Feels like, even though they don't have as big of a payroll, but man.
I put it to you like this, man. The Padres aren't supposed to be trash. If you look at their lineup, the Yankees, y'all supposed to be trash. I don't get why y'all think y'all gonna win.
I mean, they got who did they say was coming back? Jonathan Loaizaga? I don't know how to say his name. They got him coming back. They got who was that other boy? I know. Hey, this guy coming back's not a DH, so that's the best thing. No, they need a lot of help. The Yankees need a whole retool of the roster, basically. I would say I would put them. This is just me being petty, probably. I'll put them equivalent talent level right now as the Cubs. Like truly, when I think of them, I think of them as the Cubs, where it's like they. I mean, the thing is, I'm not going to complain either because they do have a winning record. If they're in any other division, they might be in first place. But if you compare them to other Yankee seasons and knowing what they can be, like I look at this as a team that's like all my complaints come from a guy who knows, like, oh, this team stands no chance in the playoffs. That's where all my complaints come from. Yes, they're having an all right season, could be better. I mean, dude. Josh Donaldson, you put him up in the plate. Oh my gosh, you might as well put one out on the board at this point. Like, I think they put him on the 68-day IL because that dude couldn't hit his way back. I mean, you put that dude in a room full of punching bags. That dude ain't hitting nothing. Like, it's embarrassing what's happening to him. You got Anthony Rizzo, can't hit. DJ LeMahieu, can't hit. Giancarlo Stanton, hits a home run here and there, and then can't hit. Like, it's unbelievable how. And then Aaron Boone came out yesterday talking about, like, oh, everyone's in probably one of the worst stretches, maybe even the worst stretches of their career. Like, we'll find it. We'll get this. I mean, hey, good thing we got the Mariners are hitting coach because that saved us when we got beat by the Rockies and swept by the Angels, who lost 13 out of 15 before that. Like, it's about they're about in a lot of trouble. They're one of the many teams that might be finding themselves in a week here. Like, yeah, we might as well look forward to next year. They need to get younger too. I mean, hey, I don't know if you watch the NBA or not. Getting a bunch of 35-year-olds doesn't work.
No, I mean, I'm going to be honest. You said it best. You just didn't say it accurately. Everybody on the Yankees team is trash, bro. Trash.
I'll give Cole Judge. You know, we'll pick them out moving the recycling. They ain't that bad. There's a lot of players in that team, though. It's like, man.
I mean, Judge.
What are they doing?
Judge don't help you on the injury list, and that's where he's lived his whole career besides last season. Garrett Cole, as great as he is he worth it? Does he really give y'all 20 wins a year?
I mean, he's worth it if we had other pitching help. I mean, it's impossible to make him look like it because, I mean, then you have a day where Clark Schmidt's pitching and then they lose, and then you have another day where Frankie Montes is pitching, and then he loses. And it's like, hey, Cole had a good outing, but nobody remembers it because the rest of the staff did bad. And that's why. And then they said they're out in the market looking for a catcher. Like, what? Look for a damn field. Like, I'm not even going to get into a rant anymore. Like, yeah, we're going to look for a catcher when we had an all-star catcher last year, but we have a bunch of DHs and need outfielders. But why in the hell do we get that? We play baseball. Like, I don't know what's going on with their management. Like, I don't know if they just think magically Shohei's going to come there because he bat flipped or what, but they just at this point, like I've heard like Buster Olney talk about get Cody Bellinger. By the way, I'm not trying to start the show with a 10-minute Yankees rant, but it's truly insane with a team like this talented that they're playing this.
But see, that's the point I'm trying to make. What talent? Y'all have no talent. Y'all haven't had talent in 5 years.
I didn't say they were young talent. They got talent. They just old as dirt. I mean, like, they're guys that are basically, I would say, like if there is a prime window, they are basically 3/4 out that window. They're pulling the ankle in, ready to shut that thing. Like they just need like a roster all. Like they have, maybe it's not like you said, they maybe not the most talent. They have like potential talent, but it's like I don't. The way they called up instead of calling up Volpe instead of the other kid too, and they refused to move Volpe down for the other kid. Like I don't even want to talk about them anymore, just because like the management, between the management and the coaching, like I don't truly think they know what's going on right now. I think they're one of the many teams right now in the MLB that are kind of in this rut where they say they're thinking about the future, but they're stuck between two eras, and it's just the longer it goes, the worse it gets. Kind of like the Angels. Like I don't want to say the Angels are stuck between two eras, but they've been stuck in the same spot for year after year after year, and now they're not going to trade Shohei. They're going to lose him, get nothing back, which I get both sides of it kind of, but they're going to, like I said, lose Shohei, probably get nothing back, and then, dude, they just swept the Yankees. I don't know, man.
But the Yankees don't mean what you think they mean. That's like sweeping the Royals this year, bro.
Come on, man. No, but honestly, I think I just the more I've been hearing is they're going to keep him just because, especially because the trade deadline's what, next week, basically. I don't know if they get rid of him.
About 11 days.
2 weeks. Okay, so yeah, about 2 weeks. I just don't know who they like. I just don't know if they do it, man. Like I truly, the more I think about it, it's like that. I don't think that GM does it because that's probably his job, and two, like the more they play, they're getting closer and closer. Like, especially if they win like 6 games out of their next like 10, maybe. I think they're about 500. They're right there for the wild card. And the only reason I said they might want you after beating the Yankees because I think the Yankees were ahead of them in the wild card, if I'm not mistaken, and they just gained a lot of games on them. But I could be totally wrong. This whole Shohei thing does confuse me as well too because I think they should trade him, probably for the most talent wise. If I was the GM, I would be a struggle to trade him because something else I've thought about that I don't know if we've talked about on this show much too is like the advertising that guy brings money wise.
Yeah,
I think like if he has a chance to get MVP, beat the home run record, like that's going to bring butts in the seats late in the season when the Angels aren't making the playoffs. So I feel like all that's going through I just don't know. And also the guy was going to sell the team at 1.2. I think their owner or whoever it was. So it feels like a lot of smoke right now going on to where it's like can't see the fog really. But I would be. Who do you think he gets traded to if they do trade him?
I don't know. Whoever gives the most, but it's not gonna happen until August 2nd at 3 p.m. 20 minutes before the deadline. Even if somebody gives them their favorite package they could ever ask for right now, they're gonna say no. Just because they know on August 2nd they're gonna call it that same package plus $1 million or plus this player or plus whatever. Teams are gonna get desperate. Teams are gonna start shaking in their boots. And last minute, man, I think there's gonna be a Shohei deal on the table. I think the Angels are just trying to get the most out of whoever they get it from.
I like the Orioles. That's something I've heard that's been like kind of floated out there. I don't know how true it is, but just hearing the words, I'm like, ooh, that would be a fun little. Because I think this was on, I want to say Buster Olney again. Might have been talking about this. They were talking about basically like Shohei and how you might end up looking at his baseball card 10 years from now. And there was the Angels, a 6 months weird period team with like the Orioles or something that team's going to love to see on the baseball card. And then the Reds for 15 years. Like it's going to be something like that where it's, and I'm not saying it's the Reds, by the way, I'm just throwing out a team. So basically like they were talking about that where it's going to be something like you're going to see his baseball card is going to look nice and juicy. And then there's going to be that one little blip where it's like he played for this team for 6 months and maybe did whatever. But yeah, no, I'm with you. I think like, it's just like the more I thought about it when they brought that up, just like I could see it from more of the guy's point now. It's like, I don't know if I want to trade the MVP that might beat the record of home runs and do all this stuff away from my franchise and all that. Like I could definitely get why he doesn't want to, but I'm excited. I definitely agree with you though. Like I think that August 2nd comes, Yankees like, hey, we'll give you Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Anthony Rizzo, Jarrett Cole, and $500,000 million for Shohei Ohtani. And all of our 18 DHs, like they'll throw the farm at him. Basically, I'm very excited to see I'm just excited to see the offer game because yeah, if you're the GM, like you got to get a really good haul or you're canned. Like there's pretty much no hesitation.
See, that's what sucks about the trade because wherever he goes, it's gonna be him. Like it's not like he's gonna be able to go to the Orioles and they not lose some of their best young players.
They will lose a few, but like I heard, like they're one. Like the reason I brought them up is they're one of the teams where it's like they have so much young talent in the minors that like yes, the Angels are gonna want MLB ready players, but they might be able to get away with like giving away a few more younger talents because they have so much young talent. But yeah, that's also part that's gonna suck too. Is you're trading away like a big piece of yours in the hopes that because Shohei came to your place for 6 months, you might get him for an extra few years. That boy Shohei. He's so good at baseball, though. By the way,
Man, he's
like
the greatest player I've ever seen.
unbelievable. It's just unbelievable how good he is at baseball. Truly.
Even if he didn't pitch, I mean, he's one of the best hitters I've ever seen. I think he 100% breaks this low. I don't know why they keep calling it a record. Whatever Aaron Judge did last year.
What was the original record?
I mean, there's like 6 players that hit over 62 home runs.
Oh man. So they all just wrote it up basically. So they just took it away. Oh no, was it Mark McGwire for the A's? Was that one of them? I want to say.
Mark McGwire with the Cardinals.
Oh, we did it with the Cardinals. Okay. Who was with the A's? I'm thinking of then. I feel
I mean,
like
it
somebody
was-
with the A's that got really close.
I mean, I don't know. It could be Jose or Mark McGwire.
I don't know. All the Shohei and Yankees talk though.
Yeah, Mark
He'd be a
McGwire
great
got
Yankee.
70 with the Cardinals. Sosa got
That's
66
what it
with the Cubs. Barry Bonds 73 with the Giants. Mark McGwire again 65 with the Cardinals. Sammy Sosa again 64 with the Cubs. Sammy Sosa 63 with the Cubs. And then you got Aaron Judge, little bullshit ass record, 62.
I don't get why baseball. I mean, I kind of get it because I guess they like cheated. But if everybody in the time did, like, why are they getting punished for it? I guess I get why also because it's records. It's like, well, they cheated. Like, well, everyone was cheating. Everyone, the boys were all juicing, man. I don't even think there was technically rules against it. Really, were there? Like, I think there was, but I think they found ways like around it. Obviously, because they didn't get in trouble for it until like way later. I don't know. I didn't grow up in that era, so I'm not fully 100% like locked in on like why they took the records away and everything. I just think it kind of like sucks for them because all true baseball fans like you, for example, are like, that ain't a record. Like instantly, it's like, that ain't a record, and it's like it's not, but it is, but it's not. Weird.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Being juiced helps you hit home runs barely to me. You still got to get the bat on the ball. You still got to have the eye for it. You still got to hit a damn home run. It's not like you just go up there, eyes closed, swing, and that motherfucker go over the fence. So I don't know, man. I just know
Sure.
I watched with my own eyes as a kid. Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, and Barry Bonds effing rake.
None of them are in the Hall of Fame, are they?
Uh-uh.
Right. Yep.
I mean, Hall of Fame has 14, 15, 16 Pete Rose's memorabilias, but Pete Rose ain't in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And when you
And
play
they just say Cardinals player number or whatever.
Reds, it don't even say player, it just say
Reds.
Cincinnati. Leading the most hits in the history of baseball, Cincinnati
Number
Reds.
2. They don't have a number. It's just the Cincinnati Reds. Bro, why don't they do? Baseball's so stupid, man. Baseball's so stupid. I won't lie. If I was whatever Rob Manfred is, like, for one day, I think the first thing I would do is instate Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. I think it'd be my first job as commissioner because I don't even think like you would get a lot of backlash for that. I think it's just one of those things where it's like, especially Pete Rose. We don't gotta get in this rant because I think we literally did this rant like a month ago, if even. It was very recently, but man, baseball just is weird with that stuff. Just let the man in. Let the boy in. He bet on himself.
Right. I love Pete Rose. That's my favorite player all the time, man.
You saw Isaiah Rogers. He was betting over-unders on Indianapolis Colts running backs. That's an issue. Because that needs to come out. I still haven't seen it. I need to know if that boy bet under in my Colts running backs 1 week. Because if he did, I don't want that boy on my team. But he's not. They cut him anyway. But it's not like Pete Rose is doing that. Pete Rose is like, no, I'm getting a single, double, triple home run every game, taking the run line of the Reds. Like, that boy was – yeah, it's sad, man. Because I respect – hey, because honestly, if I was the MLB, like, I get why they don't. Like, they should make him more of the face of baseball. Because, like, you truly, like, that boy was running over people in all-star games. Like, that boy was a hard – that's what, at the end of the day, I think that's what the sport should, like.
I think that's the way you're supposed to play the game,
bet on
bro.
himself, but look how hard he played. Like, yeah, I mean, there's guys today. I know I saw that play when Gunnar, is it Gunnar Henderson, right, for the Orioles? Henderson, right? I think that's his last name. Like, I'm not just not to call these guys out, but I think it was Randy Rosarena and Lowe for the Rays. Like I don't know if you saw it. They basically like lobbed the ball in the second. The guy wasn't paying attention, so a double easily turned into a triple. I don't think that would ever happen against Pete Rose. I think like just from the awareness and hard work wise, that's why it's just like so frustrating that baseball is going out of their way just because a guy bet on himself to be like, yeah, no, this guy doesn't exist. We don't know who he is.
Not
I don't
yes.
know what he did, but nope, it's the Cincinnati Reds. It ain't Pete. It's for the Reds.
Yeah, I don't know.
Terrible.
Wasn't nobody covering third base for some reason.
Yeah, they guys on the field, and hey, that boy Casper, man, he's a goat. That boy coming up there setting records. So dumb, man.
Yeah.
I have a random like wild sports question that might. How do you feel about just in general? I'm just very curious. How do you feel about them taking away games for like coaches cheating? Because I saw like Tennessee, for example, is losing like 14 games off their record because of some like recruiting scandal or something like that. How does it make you feel when they just take away games like that instead of punish them outright? I won't lie. I think it's like it goes in line with this one. I think it's beyond stupid to like take away games. I feel like they should find a different way to punish them, but I get it. I mean, like, I get why, like, the idea of it should be. I just think it's one of the dumbest things ever. Like, I were just, like, I think it was, like, what? Like, maybe, like, Bob Huggins or there's some, like, college basketball coach. I can't remember who off the top of my head that lost, like, 100 and some wins. And it's like, well, he's in second place all the time, should be in first. I mean, and he's just, I don't think he's going to get it because of his tenure because he's just that old. And I think, I'm just curious, what do you think about that? Because I've always thought that was kind of stupid when they come out and like, yeah, we're going to take away these 14 games. Like, they just didn't happen. It's like, well, you're going to give the wins to the other coach now? Like, stuff. How do you feel about that stuff?
I don't know, man. I felt like Louisville's 2014 run.
That's what it was, I think, yeah.
Yeah, they took off their whole season pretty much. They even took Derrick Rose's 30-1 season away because of some SAT scores. I mean, at the end of the day, man, Louisville won the championship. We watched it. Rick Pitino got the tattoo on his back to prove it.
I forgot about that.
It don't matter what they do in the books. I mean, I guess it does because when, say, a little kid's looking up history, trying to figure out the history of the game.
That's all they see.
Yeah, it's probably says something else. I don't know. I'm about to ask who won the 2014 NCAA championship.
They'll tell you, but it's like I think they always like it's just so stupid because it's like I feel like they're ruining their own history sometimes, like doing stuff like that. Because then it just makes it look like weird. Because it's like, oh, what happened here?
Oh yeah, it was 2013 because 14 was UConn, but Louisville defeated Michigan in the championship game. Final score 82-76. But on 2018, NCAA vacated Louisville's entire tournament run, including its national title, due to a 2015 sex scandal.
That's even stupider then. Don't get me wrong. I think the sex scandal thing is very serious. That's not what I'm calling stupid. The fact that because there's a sex scandal, we're going to take away all these wins away, like there can be better ways to handle that. I feel like. I mean, I feel like that's just being because I mean, at the end of the day, it does nothing but just make the game look weird. Because now when people go back in the history books, like the true history books, when you look back, is Michigan the national champion? No, Michigan played, and the winner was.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like real crimes deserve real jail times. I think taking games away from kids, especially something like that, man, it's not like busting a nut help these kids win a game. I mean, just at the end of the day, I don't see how that could help anybody win a game. If anything, they should get extra love because they did it with they did it with some heavy legs, if you know what I mean.
Hey. Man, yeah, some heavy. Them boys out there, like man, boy. No, that honestly just overall, just stupid. That's why I just wanted to ask you. I was just very curious about because I just think that like the whole thing is like kind of stupid. Like, we're just gonna take away these wins because. Fuck them. That's why. No, it's just. I just think it's stupid because it doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter at all truly. But it's just one of those things you look at. And it's just like come on, like a little annoyance.
I know, man. The boys out there winning 30 games with the shaky legs. It's crazy to me, man. But nah, I mean, and then you look at baseball, and it's like nothing happens to the Astros
Right.
at
And
all.
then it comes out 3 years later. That was my biggest regret. Like, dude, just shut up about it.
We
Yeah,
told
that's another thing.
we told you that when it happened.
Yeah, I'm glad you realize it 4 years later. Man, I won't lie to you though. Not that we don't have to go on the Astros thing forever, but even if do it or not, you can't say like the whole when Jose Altuve did this with his jersey, like doing that. That I will forever be like, that's like forever. That's the one thing where it's like, what? Is that most time nobody cares. Everyone's like, yes, touch my body. He's like, like that. It could be. I don't. He could just be doing it because he had purple nurples on his nipples and he was afraid of getting pinched again. But I don't know, man. That was just very suspicious to me, and it always has been. Like no matter what, even if they didn't do it or not, which I mean, I know everyone was cheating, so it didn't really matter. But it is what it is at the end of the day, too. Honestly, because everyone was doing it. I always remember looking back at that and be like, man, he saw that and he's like, ah, they're boys. He just didn't want to get his nipples twisted. Like what?
The crazy thing is, I mean, I know that he got suspended for a year for it, but like nobody talks about the Red Sox the year after. Same thing. Got caught doing the same thing. Won a championship. Alex Cora just had to go sit down for a season, and now he's back with the Red Sox. AJ Hinch, he had to fucking leave.
Yeah, it feels very weird. It feels very weird how the punishments go in sports, especially nowadays. It feels like there's almost like no, I don't want to say no weight behind them, but it feels like they almost don't know what they want to do exactly because I feel like everyone's becoming way too player friendly, and that's a way different conversation for like a lot of other different situations. In this one, I just feel like a year-long suspension for all that. They should be taken out of the record books. It should be the Yankees title. I'm not doing all that.
I will say this. I will say this.
I'm not doing all that.
The one thing I do agree with everybody in the history that's talking about it, 2017, Jose Altuve did steal that damn MVP trophy if they was cheating all season long. And I do believe that they was cheating all season long. But I also believe every team cheats, every player cheats until they get caught. And I think that's just something that goes on in baseball, man. You saw it happen 3-4 seasons later with the sticky stuff. And then literally as soon as they banned the sticky stuff, 80% of starting pitchers across the league either threw their arm exploded because they didn't know how to grip a baseball or their ERA went to 6. So
I mean, it's just one of those. That does bother me a lot, especially because my boy Judge, 2 of them things would have been nice, but honestly, it's one of those things where it's like, especially in baseball, I think baseball is the one sport where they try it the best. I mean, every sport you're going to try to get a competitive edge the best way you can. For example, in the NFL last year, they had this whole thing where the Raiders started doing a special kickoff where they literally had a guy go in the rule books for like 2 weeks and go through like line after line after line, make sure this was legal. They would have somebody, I don't know if you remember this, they would have somebody hold the kickoff like it was a PAT, and that would force the kickoff to basically be short. They can't do it now with the new rules that changed because the NFL's stupid with that fair catch rule. I'm not going to get into that bullshit. But basically, they would force the kick so short that they would have to return it. And the Raiders were getting the teams at like the 15, the 10, the 11, the 15 again. Like they were continuously pitting teams 10 yards back, 15 more yards back. And it got to the point where the NFL was like, yeah, you can't do that anymore. Sorry, we don't like it. And basically they just took it out of the rule book. But that's just an example. Teams are always going to find a way to get ahead and can. And for the Astros, I guess, it's like, hey, Jose, he's hanging that curve on you. And then, Jose blasts out a curve on Aroldis Chapman. And all of a sudden, he's a bum and a loser.
Yeah, man, the Chapman hate from y'all too gets on my damn nerves.
Dude, it makes me so mad because they definitely he should honestly be retired like a Yankee. I think he should because he was there for so damn long. The boy's the Yankee for life, I want to say, but obviously he's not. But in my book, he is.
That boy got his only championship ring in the royal blue pinstripes.
Is that actually true?
Yeah, he won 2016 Cubs. Chapman was their closer.
He did. I thought it was the Cubs, only Cubs. I was trying to think he didn't get one on the Yankees. You're right.
But man, fuck, I forgot what I was about to ask you. Oh, the one thing, my bad. This is the point where I knew they was cheating. They faced Clayton Kershaw in the 2017 World Series, and Clayton Kershaw throws 51 off-speed pitches. The best off-speed pitcher in the league throws 51 off-speed pitches. 0 of those pitches were swung and missed at, which means they either just let them go or they hammered them out the park. Not out the park, but they got the bat on it, or you know what I mean. It wasn't like any curveball or slider or changeup threw them off guard.
Not even one got by.
Yeah,
That's when it's like, okay, boys, come on now. See, like that's another thing too. We're having like, it's like you gotta be like, if you're gonna cheat, you gotta at least look a little dumb. So it's like, hey, you got me this time. Damn, guys, no, they're going out there like, nah, hey, we at the end line. F it, boys. We just ain't swinging. They're like, hey, we already got here. Screw it. We just gonna show them we cheating.
And it's crazy because I remember watching that, and even during the game, thinking like, man, bro, they not biting on that curve. Like they not biting on none of his off speed stuff. And Clay Shaw, you know, he's getting frustrated. He's getting pissed. Fucking can't get these boys to strike out for nothing. They just fouling them off. I'm like, bruh.
The Dodgers went like a year or two later. Also win the World Series.
2020.
I believe. Yeah, it was like what, 3 or so years later. I bet when they won that one, like they took one away from us, man. I bet the Dodgers. Honestly, I don't care about the Yankees about that much. I think out of every team, the Dodgers are probably the most mad about that because I don't remember what that series ended. Was it like 4-2?
I want to say it went 3-7, 4-3.
Oh, see if it did. And then I'd be even more mad because then they'll think back to that Clayton Kershaw game where you're like, man, 51. He's sitting there at home. He's like rubbing his head, like you say. He's like 51. They didn't swing once. Like, what's going on? 51, dude. That is unbelievable, man. Dude, I just imagine myself in the box. I know I'd be swinging. You know, he's sitting in the mound like, holy shit, who are these guys?
Right.
I mean, because he's like sitting there, it's like, man. He's like, all right, I know they're gonna get this one. He's like, I've gotten everyone all year with this one. They don't swing. He's like,
I know. Yeah, you could tell, bro. I remember watching it live,
dude,
and I thought it was just
slightly too.
In the time, I think he's just getting frustrated. But like, looking back on it, it makes even 10 times more sense. Yeah, that series went 7 games, man. Even with the Astros cheating.
You know, he had to be, and definitely one because I feel like he definitely for sure pitched twice. I bet you in one of those games. I don't think he'll ever come out and say this, obviously, because he is a true baseball guy. And I think he respects the boys. Like, I feel like he's not going to be like, go out of his way to be like, yeah, those guys are cheaters. I hate them because I just doesn't seem like the type of guy he is. But I bet you there's some nights where he's at home sitting there. He's like, man, though, he's like, they didn't, 51 of them things, they didn't swing. He's like, them motherfuckers cheating. He's like, I know they were.
Yeah. Because
I won't lie to you. That's crazy. I didn't know that stat.
That's the stat that sold it for me, bro. I was like, oh, yeah, that was cheating.
Yeah. Man, between the chest tuck and the that's awesome, man. Man, them boys just didn't even care. Them boys like, yeah, Manfred ain't gonna do anything to us. That boy's soft as Charmin.
Right.
Yeah, sure enough. I mean, hey, give them credit because hey, they found the way to do it and they didn't get in trouble for it, which rightfully so. Because I mean, like we said, a lot of people were doing it then. They just were the team that did it the best.
Yeah, man. I hate to say it too, but
trash can.
Yeah.
Like, what? Hey, what are we doing? Like, bro, they're playing acting like he's in the streets of New York, just bum 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 bum. What a man, baseball, man. It's just funny. It's a funny sport.
Yeah. Now that was one of the most exciting World Series I ever watched too. Believe it or not. I mean, I was geeked up for it. Every game was like honestly a great game.
They cheating and it took them 7 games.
Right. I'm looking at you different now.
And y'all boys weak. And they were full on cheating. They weren't even swinging at the 51 pitches, and it took them 7 games. No, honestly, though, shout out to the Astros. They've become, because I mean, you can't even take anything away from them now. Because I think they've won like 1 or 2 more cents. So it's like, oh yeah, no, they're pretty good. Which is funny. We do all this talking about the end of the day. Yeah, they're pretty good at baseball. Cheating or not cheating, they're pretty good at the baseballs.
Dynasty, bro.
Between them and the Dodgers. They said this was another thing I heard on podcasts, how like a lot of teams just assume like the Astros and Dodgers are going to be in first place, and it's a rite of passage. And it's like, dude, the fact that, especially in baseball, to get to that point where they're like, hey, you should be in first place. Like, it's almost, I'm not going to say it is this because I think it's going to be really hard to do this, but it's almost Patriot-like, where it's like, hey, we expect you to be here. you're going to be here, and it's going to be one of those things we'll probably see you in the World Series. I'm not going to go that far with them just yet because the Patriots had 20 years of just being a thorn in everybody's side, but it's getting to that point where it's getting pretty close, especially because, the Dodgers had an awful start to the beginning of the season. Everyone questioned them, and now all of a sudden they're in full stride pretty much, ready to start and getting that second half push. I just remember all those D-backs tweets. That one episode you were talking about, like, hey, y'all got to act like you've been here before. We've only got 31 wins. Now we're 20 wins later, and they're in third place.
Nah, bro, it's disgusting, man. What these social media guys do, they just run with it. And I get it. It's social media. You're trying to get engagement. You're trying to get the fans hyped up. But there's a certain line you can go up to without crossing the line of insanity. There's a certain line you can go up to without crossing the line of ignorance. There's a certain line you can go up to without crossing the line of disrespect. And they crossed all three of those lines towards the Dodgers. And the Dodgers didn't even notice. They swatted the little Diamondback fly off of them. And god damn, man, there's fucking gnats around this thing.
Like, little bro, it's like, it's my turn on the Xbox. It's my turn. It's like, get out of here. I'm not done yet. It's like, get out of here. Yeah, no, it's it makes me laugh so much because it's so funny because they finally took over first place and they're like beating their chest basically. Like, it reminds me of the good old fashioned meme of the guy who's like beating his chest with the champagne in the medal and he's in like fifth place or fourth place, whatever it is. He's all the way down here and first place is up here. I mean, like, I give them, like you said, it's social media. They got to be excited there at the beginning of the season. Like, in social media, you're either alive or you're dead, basically, when it comes to these sports teams. But I think media in general, they got to do a little bit better with what they do to these teams. They put these players in some bad spots, man. Because then they go out in the field and you got Mahomes who just went, or, for example, not even Mahomes. They got the mayor, the damn mayor of Cincinnati, like, we invite you guys to come to Burrowhead on Saturday. Like, you just screwed over your team, man. You know how, because the one I learned from, for those of you who have not watched the quarterback series on Netflix, pretty good. I won't lie. It was very insightful to see the life behind quarterbacks. It's fun to learn just kind of like how they go through because that's a lot of mental and all that. But one of the things you learn is Patrick Mahomes is a petty mother. Yeah, he's very, very petty. So watching that whole Burrowhead thing again, and you just saw, like, you could just see in his face too. He's like, yeah, he brought that up. I did not expect that to happen at all. That was kind of a little wild. And you can just see the little grin, like, oh, he knew what he was doing that day. Like, it's just crazy. Honestly, it's just one of those, like, you got to be careful when you talk that noise because when you talk that noise, man, like, believe it or not, somebody's listening. Somebody's telling the guys, like, hey, this is what's happening. And they're like, all right. And there's those little notes they're going to keep. Like, I would not be shocked at the end of the season if the Dodgers won, if you see in the locker room as a joke, like they have like a snake head or something stupid like that. I don't think they would do that though, because like you said, the little gnats, they aren't worried about it. But stuff like that, I mean, people don't forget, like the whole Jamar Chase thing, saying that he's like Joe Burrow's the best or whatever. And then Patrick Mahomes made the joke about call me with the 2 rings on his finger. Like, these boys petty at the end of the day. They human just like us. So it's like when you do stupid stuff like that in the media, you got to know that. They might be grown men, but they some grown men with some egos, man. They got there for a reason. And it's just, it's one of my favorite things to watch, just the social media people get dunked on when they just put their players in the bad spot, and then the opponent's like, hey, jackass, nice one.
Now, I'm going to be honest, man, and I hate to say this out loud. Arizona sports teams have the worst, and I mean the absolute worst social media people I've ever seen, from the Diamondbacks to the Suns to the Coyotes.
How about the Cardinals, man?
I ain't gonna lie, I meant to talk about the damn Cardinals, man. 6-1, baby. Oh, you talking about the Arizona Cardinals? All right.
We'll talk about the other Cardinals. No, those Cardinals are okay. We're talking about the Cardinals where they're like, hey, we told Kyler he has to study film for minimum 4 hours a day. We told him that. And then their season just went downhill after that.
Why would that come out at all?
Because they're dumb, man. Because they don't understand how. Because they're the Arizona Cardinals and they have some of the worst stuff ever. I mean, their team meetings are in the media room. They're an NFL team. They made their players buy their own meals at the facility. Unbelievable, man. Like, I know you're talking about Arizona sports media and everything, but unbelievable, man. And that's all factual. Like, that's an me lying. This is proven out. This is unbelievable, Arizona, man. But those are the bad Cardinals. The good Cardinals, though, they're plus 110 today. I'm staring at this money line. It's doing things to me right now. I gotta let you know. This money line is doing things to me.
I took it last night, man, at midnight.
What was it at? Plus 110, or was it better?
Plus 105.
Juicy. Still juicy, though. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm missing out on a few $5, $10.
5 cents. 5 cents, maybe like $2.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Who else you like tonight?
Honestly, I was gonna say I thought I haven't fully through yet. I'm tempted to lean Orioles again, but I'd probably because I don't want to. They went to extra, so I might just watch that as a fan for fun. The Tigers are very tempting at plus money just because they've been kind of hot. I think for sure right now the only one I kind of like is Cardinals. I mean, the Tigers play the Padres. That's the only issue that kind of scares me. I want to take the Yankees on the run line, but they play the Royals, and when they play bad pitchers, they get shut out. So probably can't bet on them. Man, I won't lie to you. There's not a lot I like today. I'm probably going to take the Braves. I just don't know if I want to take run line or money line. Probably money line. Because they've been in a little rut. They need to get out of it. They're the Braves. I mean, Austin Riley had a series. I mean, we didn't talk about him today and all the like randomness of bopping around. But Austin Riley, man. That's all I got to say. That boy young thick.
Yeah, him and Jack Sawinski, two of my favorite players that ain't been getting no love this year.
They really have it. So I think I like Blue Jays. I don't want to take Astros run line because it's minus 144. It is hella juiced. So that honestly might be a play where I throw in like the Astros with the. I'm going to throw in the Astros and somebody in a two-legger that's like kind of semi-higher odds just to maybe get it like even. Just that maybe I juice, but I don't know. I kind of like the Blue Jays plus 110, the Cardinals plus 110. There was one more team I saw. I can't find them. Diamondbacks plus 100 is tempting. That's going to be on my watch list just simply from the fact that like the Reds kind of struggled for a bit. I think they've won 2 in a row now, but they just lost like 6 or 8 in a row. So I mean, I want to see for sure if they're out of it. Red Sox is going to be another game I watch. I'm very keen to see what just happens in that series. I lean Phillies. I'm probably going to stay away though, just because the Guardians scare me because they've been playing. They got Grant Williams pitching for the Dallas Mavericks. And I think it's about it. So I like the Braves, probably Braves money line, Cardinals money line, Blue Jays money line, and D-backs money line. I think past that, I mean, I tend to lean. I kind of want to lean White Sox a little bit because your boy Lance Lynn's on the mound, but man, I don't know. I feel like you might be giving that out today, so.
I ain't gonna lie to you,
I'm
bro.
all good. Actually, yeah. Braves. Before you go, real quick, just to give it out again. Cardinals, Blue Jays, D-backs, Braves. Those are my 4 for today, probably.
I wouldn't bet on the White Sox if my life depended on it.
Yeah, that is very opposite. We just had this talk like a week ago. A week ago.
Hey,
you were
man.
like, man, what happens in a week? That sucks.
A week ago, the Cardinals was out of the wild card race.
That's a very good point. Man, the red hot Cardinals, baby.
Hey, man, I've been calling it. Nobody believed me. Everybody jumped off the boat. We ain't sink yet.
The White Sox boat is like, wait a minute, why is he over there now?
Bro, I didn't 90-mile swim to the.
You're like, man, in the night, your ass is like, let me go back to them Cardinals real quick, jumping in the water, just leaving that White Sox boat sinking.
Man.
No, I mean you have been saying it to your credit. You have been saying all season that the Cardinals are gonna get right at some point.
I know. I didn't think it would take this long, man. I told my cousin on Easter that's who I think's winning the World Series this year is the Cardinals. I don't know if I feel that way anymore, but I just been on them like all season. I think they one pitcher trade away in this trade deadline season, so hopefully they get what they need to get.
What do you like for them to get? Give us a name.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm bad at that, bro. I have no idea. I'm not a trade expert. I mean, honestly, I'd love for them to get Alex Cobb, and man, if they could pull off another guy, like I don't know, everybody's talking about your boy Bieber. If they could pull off Bieber and
actually I have an update for you on that. He got put on the IL, so I think that's officially dead. I think he got put on, I want to say like the 15 or like I want to say 50. It was like maybe it was just 10, but Buster Olney reported it. Like I think it was like earlier in the week. I heard that he's on the IL, so that probably kills any chance of him getting traded now because he's going to be hurt for a little bit.
Shit. From the
We'll
Cardinals,
see
bro.
though,
You
but
said 15 days? Yeah, I'll take him, bro. Don't even worry about it. We'll take care of him over
should
here,
do,
bro.
but
But
we'll see.
I don't know, man. I never know what
Me
player
either.
should be with what team. I'm better at basketball than that. Baseball, you just never
Baseball, there's
freaking
so
know.
many guys. Yeah, I mean, it feels like almost a coin flip. It's like, oh, it's just going to be. They just signed Mark Mayer to the White Sox for money, and then they traded for like this random guy, and then they trade for him, he does nothing, and then somebody in their farm system does amazing. Baseball's a really fun sport like that, where you can think it's going to be this guy, and then out of nowhere, Jake Berger is the top man. Fun stuff.
Nah, man.
Great Berger.
Excuse me. Man, I'm out of sugar, so I ain't make no coffee this morning. Dying. Cardinals, baby. Give me the money line on the Cardinals plus 105. I think it's plus 110 right now. St. Louis. I'm kind of scared about this one. I think I'm jumping on the train a little late this week. 6-1 since coming back from the All-Star break. They are taking on Justin Steele, the lefty for the Cubs, who's 9-3, ERA 2.96. Jack Flaherty. Something Flattery. He's been a lot better the last 10, 12 starts of his own. 7-5. ERA looks a little ugly, but he had a horrible opening to the season. I think the last 10 games he's been back to himself. I'm going to take the Cardinals, and like I said, I think I'm a few days late on this one. They've won about 4 or 5 in a row, 6-1 since the All-Star break. I got a feeling I'm jumping on the ship as it's leaving, if that makes any sense. Cubs could definitely win this game easily, depending on how the wind blows in Wrigley. But I am on the Cardinals money line, and that's that. Moving to tonight's games, give me the Philadelphia Phillies on the run line.
Ooh, I was looking at them.
Guardians stink. Guardians will always stink. Phillies, hot team right now. I'm looking for the Phillies to get their offense rolling. Guardians seem to be capped. 3 runs I'll give them before their offense breaks down. Even though Josh Naylor, since May 31st, I believe, is like hitting 392. Just
You
going.
want to talk about a guy sneaky under the radar this season? That boy, Josh Naylor, man.
I know. I hate him, but I love him. It don't make sense. But I'm going to take the Phillies, man, on the run line plus 140. Give me that all plus money tonight on my bets. We're going plus 105 on the Cardinals, plus 140 on the run line for the Phillies. And then the Atlanta Braves, baby. I don't care who they play. Brewers are one of the best teams the last month, honestly. Brewers have been absolutely phenomenal. They shut out the Phillies yesterday. I don't think they can shut out a team like the Braves. If anything, actually, I should have looked to the over on this game. I don't have my book open, but I'm on the Braves run line plus 130.
I got you in a second. Let me just find the game. Braves over under for my book. It's over 9.5 and plus 100, under 9.5 and minus 122.
It's crazy, man. I remember when over and under was always 7.5 or 8.5.
Right. Book's just scared, man.
I know.
Okay, we're gonna give you this minus 150 and just make you not bet it, so we don't have to do any work.
I'll still bet it. But I'm gonna be on those 3, man. Braves run line, Phillies run line, Cardinals money line.
Decent.
Yeah, next week I can get some football bets out you. I was gonna ask you about a few, but we kind of ran out of time today. But definitely start talking football once August comes around. What'd you say?
I was just saying, yeah, we definitely started off the show a little. That train was not on the rails. It took us a minute to find the tracks a little bit, but we got there. But yeah, no, I'm juiced, man. I'm ready to talk football. Basically whenever you are, man. I got the. Where's that? I think it was yesterday. It's like we got the note sections going, man. Got all these breakdowns started and everything. I'm juiced. Almost that time. 48 days, babe, people. 48 days. Man, I remember when it was 183.
Hey, 48 days closer to college hoops. No, I'm playing. I looked at all that last night for the first time, really, man.
There's some decent numbers.
Hey, I think I'm going to take every quarterback's under yards
That boy Petty. Nah, I feel you. I think there's one thing I did learning. I'm doing a little bit better about is I would say if you have the time and you're the people, real quick, go look through the Super Bowl odds and see if you can find somebody at some stupid odds. Maybe that's like, I think they've all evened out about now, but like next year, something to look for because like for example, I got the Colts at plus 20,000. Are they going to win? Probably not. But on the off chance they do, it's already plus 10,000. I can cash out a little bit. So my this is like an actual like I'd say like I don't want to say advice, but like an actual thing I look for is like for the people out there, genuinely like occasionally maybe for like 5 minutes a day, go through like maybe your favorite teams, look through a line or two. There's some pretty juicy stuff out there that's like not dropped yet because like teams just haven't found it. For example, I gave out the Titans basically last week almost plus 400 to win the division. Now I think they're all the way down to almost minus 290. Like they're down to plus 310. I gave it out at almost plus 390. Like there, you can get some serious value in like the middle pack for some of these middle teams, and that's what I look forward to being able to do with you here soon. Is being able to find some more of that stuff because yeah, there's some real value out there right now.
Yeah, it's July, man.
As you know, the future god. You're the future god.
For some reason I can't pull a trigger on anything in football yet.
No, I don't. I got like two down. I'm giving out a lot that I like, but it's like, man, I don't. Feels dirty to bet football in July. Just feels wrong.
You know they got Alabama plus 140 to make the college playoffs. Like just yes or no, it's plus 140 on the yes. Hey, that's one bet I almost did bet last night. That and Najee Harris to have the most rushing yards and Najee Harris to go over 950. Those are the only three bets I really almost took.
You like that boy Najee?
That's my dog, bro. I'm a Steelers guy, believe it or not. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. At one point, I obviously just want to watch Steelers football this year because I had like Pickens over, Johnson over, Pickett over, Harris over.
Last season.
Last night.
Oh, you said for this upcoming season. That's what I was wondering about. Yeah.
I ain't bet none of it, but I looked at my bet lip and it was just all Steelers players. I was like, all right. Guess my fandom in me. But I love the Steelers, bro. I love Pickett. I love Pickens, the receiver. I love Johnson. I love Harris. I love Tomlin.
So speaking of the Steelers, I know you wanted to end the show. We're basically right there. We don't have to go on the hour rant we did like in the NFL last time. I just have some for George Pickens to have over 10 receiving touchdowns is plus 750, and Najee 10 rushing is plus 250. Those are two that I'm probably going to be all over. That I've talked about yesterday. That was convenient enough. You talking about the Steelers. Those were two I like because I didn't like much in the AFC North when I was breaking it down. But those two yesterday, I saw. I'm like, oh, that's something. I don't know if your book will have it because it's under the FanDuel specials. But I don't want to or the season specials on FanDuel. So I'm not 100% sure. But they, like I said, they got some. Plus 750 for 10 receiving touchdowns for Pickens, who's their number one, basically, with Deontay. I mean, that ain't bad.
That ain't bad at all, man. Nah, I'm going to have to look a little more, but I ain't see nothing like that. I just saw regular numbers. I think it was like 7.5 touchdowns even. Every number I saw last night was even.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't got to that part of the books. Yeah, I've just been looking at all the like exotic stuff that's like super high odds, and then I think here in a few weeks, I guess for next week's show, I'll start doing some more of the regular stuff because right now I'm just doing the win totals and the fun little stupid stuff. I haven't done much of the. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. I see these over unders because the reason I want to stay away from these is they're all like minus 112, minus 110. So it's like, give me that juice, baby. Let me find these nice fat donuts these fat T-bone steaks with some juicy sides. And let me get these plus 20,000 on the Colts to score a touchdown every single game. I'm seriously, that one plus 9,500. That's one that I really like. I feel like the Chiefs. I think there was one game last year the Chiefs didn't score a touchdown. I think overall for the Colts, off the top of my head, there's maybe like 3 games they did it. So if you truly think about it, they're bound to dumb into a touchdown with some luck potentially. So for those odds,
I just can't believe any football team in 2023 is not scoring at least one touchdown every game.
You'd be shocked, man. There's some games where it's like, I think the ones that usually get the teams are the division games where it's like, and it's usually like the Steelers-Ravens type division games where it's the teams that know each other so well that no matter what they do, they always get down to the red zone and just field goal, field goal, field goal, field goal because they just can't finish for whatever reason. But I'm with you. It's so shocking. And then you just kind of think about it. You sit there, it's like, man, why aren't they scoring a little bit more? And then it's a credit to the defense, man, because the way the new way the NFL is on defense is like, hey, we'll let them walk up and down the field, but inside the 20, like that's our lockdown zone, and that's something that over the years we've noticed a little bit more, which is very cool. But yeah, I'm with you. So yeah, the fact that and they said in every team right now, there's a lot of teams so far that I've looked through that's like them to score 1+ touchdown throughout the year is like plus money. And it's like, okay, let me look at that. Yeah,
Almost forgot. Tonight, baby, the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Oh, let's go, baby. Where are we at? Let me find them. Let me find our boys.
I'm going to take the over, 49.5, man.
I got that. Can't touch it.
I like the Argos. Undefeated quarterback went 21-25 last week. If I was going to take a side, it'd be -9.5 on them. But my gut is telling me, and it's probably because I won a bet on the Tiger Cats last week in the first ever Canadian football bet I've ever placed. So I'm going to keep riding the Tiger Cats, man, and just go with the over 49 in the hook.
Oh, you aren't taking money line?
I thought about it. Plus 310.
You're talking about big juicy. Woo! I might have to do it just for fun, man.
Don't do it, bro. Now, I like the plus 9.5, but I also like the -9.5, so I'm just going to take the over and hope they shoot it out. But yeah, I don't really look for the juicy steaks like you do. I just the only reason, truly, like the main reason I just do it is because, like throughout the season, like I'll occasionally look here through too. I just like being able to go through because usually like I like breaking it down to multiple stuff because I think like I like the bigger odds. That's like I know you like to get the secure wins and all that, and like I hate it about myself. I wish I did it more like you. Like I look at like we've talked about a little bit off air a little bit like at the -130s, -140s. Like my issue is like I'm addicted to value. So I will find a way to talk myself into a bet. Like the Colts plus 20,000. It's like, hey man, they're gonna drop that lower eventually. Like there's no way it stays up that high all season. Like you got to take it. Hey, I can cash out $1.47. I tell you what. But no, I feel you. It's just fun, man. It's always fun though when you have one of those bets and you're going throughout the season. It's like, oh my gosh, you gotta be able to get on your tip of your toes because you're like, okay, here we go. It's a lot of fun. I do a lot of it for the thrill, honestly, because usually when you take a lot of these bigger odd bets I'm giving out and everything, like there's a good chance you're gonna go like 2 for 10, but you get the right two. Yeah, no, I just haven't got through any of the fun ones yet, honestly. Like the -110, -112. I've just been my eyes just keep wandering. It's like when you're at the candy store, the toy store, and you're just like, you're the one thing that catches your eye that you keep seeing. Like there's that Lego set. They got that Millennium Falcon / Death Star Lego set, and you're just like, No, I mean, I feel you. Trust me. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. I just...
No, yeah, I feel you.
I would never in my life bet the Saints to win the Super Bowl, no matter what the hell the odds is.
Hey, well, I mean, that's why I'm Mark and gambling. I'm what they call one of the marks, or what is it, the squares? Is that what they said? I'm a square. Like, I can't help it. I want to root for my team, God damn it.
Hey, I'll root for the Saints.
That's why I need to get better, personally.
I'll root for the Saints every weekend, baby. I ain't got to lose money to do it.
Hey, all I'm saying is them to win the Super Bowl plus 4,000. I mean, to be fair, they're only plus 4,000. They aren't plus 20,000. No, I feel you. That's honestly like, if we're being for real, that's one spot I do need to get a little bit better at. Man, my heart sometimes I just can't do it. I've said it on the show multiple times. It took me 13 weeks to get off the Colts last year. They won 4 games. It took me 13 weeks. They beat the Chiefs. That's what sold me. Like stuff like that. They beat the Chiefs. I'm like, every week we got it, baby. And then
stupid.
Bro, that's what I'm telling you. They got me, man. They beat the Chiefs. I'm like, oh, we back. We are back. And then they beat the Jaguars with a walk-off to Alex Pierce. It's like, yes, we're back. Yeah, I mean, then they blew a 33-point lead. It's like, all right, maybe this seems a little more butt cheeks. And then Jeff Saturday comes in. They beat the Raiders. It's like, dude. And then We didn't win a game the rest of the season.
I'm gonna tell you my number one rule
That's
for
why the plus
gambling.
20,000. You can't bet on your favorite team. I know. I'm gonna break it. I already tell you. I'm gonna break it. I can't do it. Can't do it, man.
I never once in my life bet on the Saints game.
And that's why you haven't lived yet.
Nah,
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
that's why I
Man,
get
that's
to
what-
sit back and enjoy the Saints every week. That's its own special entity.
Yeah, I won't lie to you. For people who want to know how bad it can get, Jonathan Taylor on my fantasy team, Colts fan, bet on him for 13 weeks. Football was miserable last year for the first 10 weeks of the season. It's like, bro, Jonathan Taylor's terrible. He's not playing. He's hurt again. The Colts can't win a game. They're awful. I'm losing money on them every single week, except for the Chiefs week. I mean, it can get bad. It can get bad. I was betting Jonathan Taylor score a touchdown every week.
See, that's
They
the
wouldn't even
thing.
score.
If it's your favorite team, you don't have
You
to
gotta be
bet on
smart.
them to be heartbroken. And you
But-
don't have to bet on them to be excited.
I know, man. Man, that's what I need to get better at, though, for real. It's just, I mean, that's why I said I'm a square man. I can't help it. I see the Colts. I see them plus money. It's like, I'm going to be an extra harder fan today. And then I'm just and then it makes it even more, it makes the highs that much higher and the lows that much lower. Because then you beat the Chiefs, and then you get very happy, and then you get mad at yourself for not placing a 5 to win $250 bet on the Vikings to come back and beat your team by 33 because they big booty trash. Man. I need to do that job not being a homer.
You're still young, man. Luckily, my father was a gambler. He made me promise to never bet on those Saints.
Man. Good thing my dad just has said, I'm getting milk. I'll be right back so I can bet on the Colts.
Oh, man.
Oh, I saw a meme about that the other day. Made me laugh. You saw the I'll end with this. You saw the Spider-Man 2003 Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Like that. Well, the OG one, Tobey Maguire. It was a meme with the cop, and it was like your dad when he says he's gonna get milk. He's like, I'm gonna go up there and get it. He's like, I'll be waiting here. And then Spider-Man is like, oh, I'm not coming back. So that meme yesterday, I'm like, that's good. It's like when your dad said he's gonna go get the milk, and it's like the son's like, I'll be right here for you. He's like, oh, I ain't coming back. Got me good, man. I tell you what, that was a good one to end on last night. I thought about it, I'm like, man, I can't wait to drop a dad joke tomorrow during the show, and you literally just
Hell yeah.
threw it back to me off the glass. I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Hey, man.
Shout out, Pops.
That's what I do, baby. Trying to get
Shout
an
out,
Emmy.
Pops.
Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. My man Jaden Chandler Parnell on the JC Pod on YouTube. Check him out.
Love it.
Check him out. We come on this show and kind of have fun. He's a little more structured, a little more to the point on his show.
It's the off season. We're just trying to fill time. Let's be real. In a few weeks, we'll be a lot better. You said it your best yesterday. It's the dog days of summer. We're trying to just fill in with something. That's why the Padres and Yankees got the A block this morning, as they say on TV. Oh, I got the dogs going.
Yes,
You hear
sir.
that? That boy got some bass. I'm gonna mute so you can do your outro.
Oh, no, you good, man. Them dogs barking might be a good sign for them Colts. Ho, 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 ho. And we betting all plus money today, baby. Ho, 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 ho.
Let's go. Get
Anyway.
the dogs barking.
Captain by a Hook with the red
Yeah,
beard. Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dobbs, going live. Friday, baby. July
Man.
21st. My birthday weekend.
Woo! Hey, happy early birthday, man. Since I won't be on the show to tell you, I'll say it live.
Appreciate it,
Happy early
man.
birthday.
Appreciate
Dog
it.
says it too.
All right.
The dogs are barking today, baby. Look for them underdogs today.
Hey, it's a sign, man. Take all wages at your own risk, and please, please, gamble responsibly.
Oh my God, man. That boy is going.